You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925, but we are still married to the games. Episode 278. Oh my gosh. 278 episodes? That's crazy.
Straight, baby. 278
you
straight.
got some energy this morning. I like it.
That just,
I know, right?
hit me in a weird way all of a sudden.
Isn't that crazy, man?
I was like, hold on a second.
278 weeks straight.
I think I've taken it for granted myself that there's so many episodes of Married to the Games.
And what's really cool is that none of them were like pre-recorded 2 weeks in advance to make up for,
Right.
Yeah.
Except for the pilot, maybe, which we had to do 3 times, but that's okay.
Exactly.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of weird that we've never really done that. It's like, holidays are here and we're not like doing it early. We're like, nah, sorry, babe. I got to go record a podcast.
Exactly.
Santa's going to have to wait, kids. I got to record a podcast.
I'm on vacation. I'm getting in the car, babe. I'll be back later.
It's so true.
married to the games.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's so true, Ed. That's a good way to put it. Well, I'm your boy, Gabe Patillo. That's Tim Router. That's Ed Placencia. And that's Chris McCracken. And we're talking games in life and games.
Aren't we, though?
For the 278th time. Oh, man, it's crazy. Thank you guys for being here. Woo. Lordy.
He's all out of breath now.
He's done.
All right. That's it. We're done.
I used it all up. Ed Placencia,
Yes.
what is going down with you?
Woo.
Not too much. It's been a nice week. Even though Sarah and I don't have kids, school being back in session has definitely affected us because the Tapmans aren't over day and night.
Oh,
It's been very quiet here in the house compared to the holiday break. But it's been nice. It's been a nice quiet, and we got some
it's
time.
Like you guys
to,
are enjoying the holidays.
I know
It's nice
it came a few weeks late for us, but it's been fun. So Sarah's been she's finished Grey's Anatomy. She's moved on to Vampire Diaries.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
I know.
Vampire Diaries.
She's so easily influenced by our nieces. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, man. What the heck? She's been watching BTS videos.
That's right.
Right.
What does a vampire write in its diary anyways? I sucked some more blood today. Oh, it was delicious. Like, what is that about?
I don't
I'm
know.
tired.
But every time I walk into the room, she just rolls her eyes and she goes, they stole this from Twilight. And I'm like,
she's
Stop watching.
She's such
Exactly.
the Twilight aficionado.
Well, she read all the books
Yep.
and we laughed through all the movies.
Yep.
But it's funny that she continues to watch. So it's been
That's so funny.
it's been fun. She's been doing that, and then thanks to Chris McCracken, has kind of lit the fire under me, and I've been watching the heck out of some Overwatch League.
Oh,
nice. That's right.
Overwatch League hype.
That's awesome. That's right. I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah, Chris.
And so I've watched so many of the I guess preseason, is that what they call them?
Yeah.
Games. And it's funny how much I've picked up and just learned as far as I never knew that ledge was there to hide on, or I never thought of using Farah's get back blast as a secondary thruster for when I'm flying around.
I know.
And
That blew my mind. I was like, I don't even believe that.
I know. And so we hopped in last night to play some, and it's so much easier to watch than it is to actually put into action. Because
They make it look easy.
Oh, they do.
I'm telling you, I was like, I think I could be Genji.
Right,
And
exactly.
I tried it. And, I can't.
You're like, I had no idea every character had a one-shot kill.
That's right.
I'll just play like that.
That's right.
Exactly. And that's
5
what I
minutes
should have
later,
done.
And I'm done.
Jump up, flip around, hit him in the head, land behind this tree. Got it.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
Why not?
Step 1, you jump up in the air. Just kidding. They make it look that easy that you just think that you could implement
do, man.
everything that they do.
Yeah.
They pull off some moves with Widowmaker that I'm like, I went to a game and I'm just trying. I'm like, what? Why?
Right?
I don't
That's
understand.
so awesome.
I can't even remember to aim while in the air, let alone make headshots.
Exactly.
And they
One shot
zoom so quick. Oh
Yeah,
my
they do.
Gosh, I'm always like, okay, stand on this ledge, zoom, let her thing power up, walk to the side a little bit so you
Right?
don't
I
get the
know.
shot as easy.
We're just going to take this little
Yeah.
stroll down this path.
And then I miss, jump down, and use the machine gun.
Right. Oh, it's so funny. It's just so cool to see how they use the characters in ways that I just didn't know they could be used. And it's just been a lot of fun to watch.
Dang it, I'm going to have to
And-
watch that tonight, Chris. Thanks a lot.
Oh, man. I'm excited
Man,
that,
I'm telling
that
you.
I've chosen the London Spitfire as my team.
Ooh.
And so
Ooh.
And they got some
Yeah.
good colors.
they do have some good
And a
colors.
good logo, too. I like their logo.
I like their logo a lot. They've got a pretty good team, it seems, from what I've seen so far. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun.
Nice.
So yeah, that's been a lot of my recent game. It just been Overwatch. Still playing Mafia 3, having a good time with that.
Awesome.
I did pick up.
Wait, what are
on
you playing in Mafia 3?
He got the collector's edition, so he's replaying
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
On-
yeah.
on
Oh,
PS4.
he just
Which
on
replaying it.
PS4.
What a great idea! Like doing LPs for the soundtrack. That's a great idea. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's so
That's
so
such
nice.
a good game. Oh,
Yeah, loving it.
I can't even.
I can't even. You
Just
guys.
stop. Just stop it. Stop. You
Oh, I
stop it.
can't. What a game.
Oh, M word.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, glorious.
I picked up the one of the games from PS Plus, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided,
Oh,
and sat down and recorded probably an hour and a half for the Marriage of the Games channel. The first, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes is here's what happened up to this point in this entire series.
Oh.
And I'm just like, I didn't realize I was going to have to sit through every game first before I could play this one.
Oh,
wow.
man.
And I wasn't paying attention after minute 2,
Oh,
let
Nice.
alone minute 18. I'm just like,
You
can I just
blacked
shoot
out?
someone? Yeah. And I gave up on it just because it's a really weird. I've never played a Deus Ex game before. I know nothing about it. I don't know if this is how all of them are, but in order to do anything, you have to use stamina, and you use up stamina if you sneak up to someone and you do a stealth kill, or if you go invisible, or if you turn your visors to X-ray mode, it uses up stamina. And I found no way to rebuild stamina. So it was basically just a regular dude with a gun running around. And
Oh man.
I don't know if it changes at some point, but after an hour of me playing it, I was like, yeah, I didn't have any interest in finding out. So
Oh.
yeah, I was
I'm sure it's there somewhere. I'm sure somebody will tell us. But yeah, that's
that's
like
yeah.
if you're
And
not
that-
going to clearly state it, why bother?
And then I was like, oh, that's why it's this new and free already. I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. That's why I heard nothing about this game from anyone who played it. And then Sarah and I have still been playing Lego Marvel Heroes 2, and we jump on that every once in a while. And
Do we-
yeah, it's been
Do we know what the draw is to why they've made so many of those games?
Isn't there?
I have
There's
no
like
idea.
a small cult little following though of people who love this
I
game.
feel like I've
You talking about
tried.
Deus Ex?
Yeah, I feel like I've
Yeah.
tried to start up that game like 3 or 4 times in the different ones, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not playing that.
I think I mean I played a little bit of I don't even remember which one it was, but it was like on the PS3, and it was one of those things where like, oh, this is part of PS Plus, so I just downloaded it and played a little bit of it. It didn't have the setup issues, and I didn't get too super far into it either. I think one of the things that people really dug about it, at least early on, and kind of as this series grew, is the whole how you can approach the missions, if you will, anyway. You can do them completely, kind of like Dishonored, where you can do it completely stealth and not do a single kill and finish the mission, or you can go in guns a-blazing. And I don't know if there's penalties in any way for choosing a route, but you can do it either way. And I think initially with the first iteration in the series, that was kind of the big thing, is like, oh man, you can approach it any which way, and I'm gonna replay the game now and do all stealth and replay this, but along the way, it's just kind of it just seems like it's lost its luster. And I don't know the specifics again because I never really got into it. But each one that came out, I feel like has gotten less and less popular. So I'm not really sure.
Wow.
I think they had
Yeah.
3 in the mainstay so far. Something
That's
like that.
it?
Okay.
I think
Feels like
so.
there's 7 of them out there.
I mean, unless I could be way off. I only remember hearing about 2 or 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
So
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's been weird.
It's been weird.
Um,
Yeah, it's been weird.
It's been weird for me. Yes.
It's kind of one of those games that you hear of, but you never hear about.
Right.
Like
That's what I'm saying.
that game, I know that game exists, but I've never heard anyone talk about playing it. So it's just bizarre.
Huh. Well, there you
Just
have it.
playing that game. There you have it. And you'll never see it from me.
Ever again.
And he was never heard of again.
That's right. So yeah, that was my week pretty much. Been a good week.
There you go. Chris McCracken.
So this weekend I attempted to do something that I've never done before.
Mm.
And that's raking leaves.
You've never raked a leaf?
Never.
I've
What?
never lived in a house since I was, old enough to be able to like that be my job. At a certain point in your when you're growing up, it's like, okay, now you're of the age where your
go
parents
rake
can
some
tell you,
leaves.
you go mow the lawn, or you go,
Yeah.
you go handle this stuff.
Yeah.
I had never lived in a house that had like tons of trees. They'd be like little, and it's like, okay, it drops 10 leaves. You're not gonna even mess with that; it'll blow away in 10 minutes. So I never really had to mess with it. So our house now has a lot of trees. And so I just hadn't really messed with any of it since, winter came. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to rake me some leaves, So I go to get the little bags, the paper bags that you put the leaves in. And we have one rake, and it's this old antique one that Stacey's like, I love that one. Don't get a new one. Use this
That's
one. But make
amazing.
sure you have gloves.
For
And
real?
so I bought these gloves because if you don't, you're going to get splinters.
I'll be like,
and so
you can come use that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I'm going to go
And
get the rake up a leaf 2000.
Yeah, I do. I will say this: it works great, but it is old. It does stick you, and it is rickety. So I may still get another one anyways. Just be like, let's leave this one on the side for when you want to do something, and then I'll use.
Does it complain?
I'm
You
sure
would
it
think it
does.
would.
Yeah.
You would think
Oh,
it
with the
would.
leaves out here.
But yeah, so I go out there and about 2 to maybe 2.5 hours in, and I had done about half the yard.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And that, and when I say
Blower,
say
brother.
done, I'm talking like, that pile's fine. I'll just get this one.
Yeah, that's what I was
so
going
it's
to ask
not like
you.
it's lickety split clean.
Are you the guy that's like, there can't be a leaf in the
No.
grass?
No,
Yeah,
I thought I
me
was going to
either,
be that
brother.
guy. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we can get all these. And I was
Oh,
like,
no,
oh no,
you
we're
think
not getting all these leaves. and here's the thing. So you could tell when you looked at my yard that, okay, so like if you're looking down the sidewalk that goes to the front door, the right side of the yard is obviously a little bit less leaves. But it took so much more time and effort and bags to do. I went over to the left side, just did one rake, and it feels like that one rake gathered up more leaves than was on the entire side of the other yard. I was like,
Oh, that's
I'm
amazing.
stopping for today. And I
That's
just-
amazing.
Wow.
And I have not messed with it again yet.
I got to go watch the Titans.
Yeah,
Go
exactly.
Get
It was-
yourself a
'cause
leaf blower, brother.
I was like, I'm gonna get all this wrapped up before football starts, and it was like, no, I am not.
no, you are not.
So,
Oh, man,
yeah,
that's
the
hilarious.
rickety rake.
Stacey's
that's
like,
amazing.
don't our neighbors use a lawn service? Find out who they.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, yeah, maybe I'll go look into that, or yeah, I'll go get a leaf blower. But
Yeah.
then I feel like I don't know. I'm ignorant here. What do I do with the leaf blower? Do I blow it in my neighbor's yard and let them deal with it? Like, what do I do
No,
with it?
it's-
You blow it
It's
into
kind of-
piles.
Yeah, you blow it in. It's like an artwork. You just kind of paint this canvas with your leaf blower, and you kind of circle around and you start creating a big pile.
And
then
then
I
you
guess
put it
I
all
just-
together.
that
I
in
guess
the
I
bag.
just-
Yes.
I just always had this vision, when you see people use them and how loud they are, that it's just going to blow it all over the place. Like there's no
I know,
control
right?
to it. So it's
No,
like,
they're
I don't
very
want to.
That's how it's going to be at first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
It's
you're
You
gonna,
very controlled.
kind
You're
of
gonna-
learned how to finesse the,
yeah, then you're going to
the
come
way it
in,
works.
watch a YouTube video about it, and then go back out there and be a pro.
That's right. That's exactly right. He's like ice sculpting out there.
It really is like there's a fine art. And here's the problem with the leaf blower.
Yeah.
I know this is a video game podcast, but it's not so much, it's not really less work. It's just different.
Okay.
Mm.
You're not bent over as much. You're not like hunched over in that,
Well, you're
when
not raking.
When you're raking,
with
you're
an
like
1867
Exactly.
style rake
I can't
from
wait
the Civil
I
War
can't
or
wait
whatever.
to see Stacy run out there when the leaf service shows up. Like, use this one. I love this one.
It's my favorite. Put some gloves on.
Stacy was telling me, she's like, hey, just start the lawnmower and draw it up, like go all over it and just put it in bags that way. Would that be a bad idea? I was like, I don't really want to do that. But I started thinking, I was like, well, I don't know if that's a better idea or
It's
not.
harder to make the pile with a lawnmower.
Yeah.
I kind of, well, I mean, her thing is like, it'll just throw it in the bag that's attached to the lawnmower and then you just take that off, dump it in the thing.
I mean,
I was
you
like,
could
well-
do that, but just know you're going to empty it every 3 seconds.
Yeah,
Right.
that's kind of what I was thinking once I realized how many leaves are there. Like, oh my
And I only
gosh.
know this because I just did this twice. Once with the rake, once with the leaf blower.
Nice.
Mm.
And so what we have, our people come and suck it up off the street. So you can
Right.
either put it out there in bags and they'll pick it up and throw it away, or you can just put the leaves loosely on the curb and they have this huge truck that comes around and sucks them up.
Yeah.
Man,
so-
I should totally see if they do that around here.
Yeah, man, you should.
And I don't honestly doing both ways, having a bunch of trees with a bunch of leaves.
Yeah,
I don't know which way is better.
Mm-hmm.
really.
I want to say the rake is better.
Really?
It's just tried.
I-
It's tried and true.
Yeah.
There's a reason people still use it.
Well, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what I'm
Either
gonna
way, either way is a lot of work.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell you
either
that
way,
much.
you're raking.
And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great. I'll put in my earbuds here. I'll listen to some podcasts. Like 4 podcasts later, it's like, gone. I'm out of podcasts,
He's got blisters
football
on his
starting.
fingers.
and I got 12 splinters.
Exactly.
hilarious.
And this rake
Ah.
hadn't stopped complaining since I got out of here.
Exactly. Outside that, so they are doing for our company, Stacy goes and sets up new stores or she works on remodels where they were doing one for a store here in the Metroplex, but they're doing the remodel overnight. And she was originally going to do that job, but the teams got switched and she's handling something else now at the office. But she wanted to go up there and like see the team because it's a lot of the people that she would work with and she hadn't worked with them in a couple of months. So she
Yeah.
made this big, huge pot of chili and like took it up there to them at like 10:30 at night because that's when their shift starts.
Oh, how sweet.
And hung out there with them for a little while and gave them chili. And they've just been hitting her up over and over. Can you make more chili and bring more chili? Because it was good. And when you're working, most of them are from out of town. And so you're always, you're staying in a hotel, you're just eating out all the time. So to have something that's at all like a homemade meal
Uh-huh.
is just a great thing. So she was, and that's just the way that Stacy is. She just thinks about stuff like that and how she can help and how she can do something
That's
to
awesome.
brighten somebody's day. And so I was really happy that she was able to go and do that. And I know it warmed her heart to be able to see them again because she, like I said, she hadn't seen them in a while.
Mhm.
I stayed back, held down the fort with the dogs, or the dog, I should say. And we just stayed here until she got back. And then outside of that, gaming wise, I think I mentioned last week that I finished the Call of Duty campaign, but I had not put it on YouTube yet. It is there, so it's there in its entirety. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Just want to reiterate, I really enjoyed that campaign, which I haven't played a COD campaign all the way through since Black Ops. So
Right.
I'm not going to say the ones in between weren't good too, but this one, for
Was
my
really
money,
good.
was really, really good. Yeah, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
There you go.
Overwatch League hype. I'm just saying, I am so excited to watch the beginning of the Overwatch League tonight.
Yes.
My team is the Dallas Fuel, and I'm
Right on.
super excited. They're going to be playing the Seoul Dynasty. They're playing it, they don't start till like 10 o'clock because it's all being done on the Pacific time. So it's like 8 p.m. Pacific. I'm like, that's 10 for me. Come on now.
Yeah.
Why are you so late? But
Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to seeing that. They dropped the Overwatch League skins that you can get inside of Overwatch, the actual game, if that's your thing. You get 100. They have a new currency to buy those skins. They're called League tokens, and it takes 100 tokens to buy a skin, and they gift you 100 tokens so you can buy at least one skin somewhere in there if you want. I kind of like this. I'm wondering if this is going to lead to later on down the road them experimenting a little bit more in the regular loot box system, because basically with this League skin system, you just purchase the tokens and you buy exactly the skin you want. Now they're a little bit expensive, and some people have been like, "Oh, these are more expensive than I thought." And I kind of had a feeling that's the way it would go, because the way that the League tokens work is that the money that you pay for those tokens, like outside of, the little bit that Blizzard takes, the majority of that money goes to those actual teams. So like if you buy a skin for the Dallas Fuel or the London Spitfire, like I don't know what the actual number is, but let's just say like 75% of those proceeds goes to the actual team to help them, keep their team running and all the stuff they got to do. So I kind of thought because that's the case that it might be a little bit more on the expensive side, but I would really like for Overwatch to be like, hey, you can buy these loot boxes like we've always had, but now we're going to also let you buy gold and just maybe make it a little bit more expensive. That way they both seem like viable options. If you really want skin X, you can spend a little bit more, but you can get exactly what you want, or you can do it the way you've always done it and just buy, 10 loot boxes and take your shot and see what you get. I would really kind of like that personally. So we'll just have to see if this whole buy exactly what you want system in the league side, if it works out and if it's really profitable and works out well for them, then maybe they'll kind of bring that to the normal Overwatch skin side economy as well. Outside of that, I've played more player-known Battlegrounds. I got my first win.
Yeah, winner, chicken dinner.
All right.
We did it I did it as the squad. I got all the way to second on solo. So I haven't gotten any further there, but on the squad one, I was doing it with Mark Boucher, Patrick Novosel, and Nathan. I always forget Nathan's last name. I can't remember his name. Voiced by Nathan on Twitter. So we got it as a team. It was a lot of fun. It's one of those things where I don't really notice in the moment when it gets close to the end like that how excited I am about it. Like I feel like I'm focusing, but the minute the match is done, especially on the win, is like I realize how much of a rush of adrenaline I have, and I'm like my heart's just like pumping like crazy.
Yeah,
and it's not until the match is done, whether I win or lose, that I realize, oh my gosh, I was really into that at that moment because I'm just focusing in so much. They dropped another patch for it as well, and I will say for me on my side, it definitely did fix some of the frame rate issues. I can tell that it's better overall. It's still not perfect by any means. I still have crazy, rendering issues and pop-in kind of stuff. And I will say the last time that I played the game, it never crashed on me once. And I played for about maybe 2 hours. However, the people on our squad had the game crash on them. So I'm not going to say the crashing problem's gone. But that's the first time that I've played the game like in a session where it didn't crash on me at all. So,
nice
baby steps, I guess. So it's getting better as it goes.
There's definitely something. I love when somebody drops a patch because I didn't know they even dropped it.
Yeah.
And you can really tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like I got in there and I was like, this is way different than I remember. There was like some shadowing things, some lighting things that were different. I didn't notice anything in the gameplay, but because I hadn't had crashes or anything like that. But I guess it didn't tell me yesterday. Actually, I played it for a second yesterday. I don't think it told me my controller disconnected. So maybe that was something that fixed the watch as well.
I will say this, though. After that patch, that's the first time in that session of playing that I had a couple of times that issue you mentioned about the controller thing, where it's like, your controller's not connected. I'm like, yes, it is. Shut up. I'm playing.
Let's get to it.
Get this prompt out my face. I got to kill this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know. And it's like I said, I've had some issues where like I land and the buildings don't fully render and they have that weird like 3D Google Maps view where they haven't rendered yet. But it's obvious that at the moment anyways, it's only affecting me because there was a couple times where we landed in an area where there were other people that would drop in there. And this dude, I'm like standing in front of this building, looking at this guy, waiting to punch him because I think he's going to come at me. And he runs in the building. I'm like, well, I'm glad you see a door there. I don't yet.
Oh, wow.
So I had to run away.
Yikes.
Yeah, and that happened to me like actually a couple of times. So I was like, well, guess that's just me.
So you got to wall hack for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Nice.
But that is it for me, good friends.
Tim Router,
Oh, yes.
what it do?
Well, Piper's topic of the week, and it's a doozy. A penny. Not for your thoughts. It's because my sweet daughter on Sunday decided to swallow
No,
a
she
penny.
didn't. No, she didn't.
Oh, no.
Man, tell her she was too old for that business.
I
Oh.
know. I'm
What?
sitting there.
Tell me it was an accident.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it wasn't on purpose, but she had some coins or
How's it
whatever.
an accident?
I mean,
well,
yeah.
all right, so
but still.
we're on the living room, and I look over. I'm like, "Is that in your mouth?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, get it out. Don't put that in your mouth. It's metal. It's a coin. You don't want to put that in your mouth because you could swallow it or choke."
And money is nasty. They say money
Yeah.
And money
is
is
like
disgusting.
200 times
It's
more
disgusting.
germ-filled than public toilet seats.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the next thing I know, Lauren's in the kitchen. She comes running over to Piper. It's like, what's going on? What's going on? And Piper starts freaking out. but she's talking, and I'm still sitting in the seat, and I look over and just watch kind of all this chaos happen quickly. And then Piper starts crying, and then Lauren's like, "Why did you do that?" And she just like, boop, just swallowed it, just done. And
did you tell her that's the opposite of spitting it out?
Yeah. Well, she did.
She's
when
like,
I told her,
it won't be in my mouth anymore. I'm gonna put it in my belly.
Exactly.
Right.
No, she took it out when I told her to, and then like 5 minutes later, she just popped something back in. So like,
what?
So Lauren starts freaking out. I'm like, okay, all right, hang on.
Better be
she
glad
didn't choke.
Y'all are her parents, because she had got punished twice over here.
Oh yeah, no, it was a hot mess. It was at first it was concern because I wanted to make sure she wasn't choking as it's going down or anything like that. So that was number one. Like, I'm just thinking everything systematically. Lauren's being like mama bear, like, oh my baby, blah blah blah, and like getting her together. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, is she talking? She's not choking. She can breathe. We're good. So it's obviously now it just went thunk right in the stomach, and we're good. So now it's still a waiting game. She still hasn't passed it yet.
Yes.
We kind of freaked out.
Checking all the poops.
Yeah. We kind of freaked out. We were like, do we let her still go to school on Monday? I mean, she's acting totally fine, but I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that to her teacher and be like, hey, you're on penny poop patrol. Can you just check on this and see if anything's happening?
So they don't get paid that much, baby.
I was like, exactly. I was like, that's way above your pay grade. So let's not worry about it. So Monday we kept her home, and she was totally fine. Like, when she had to go, I would go and check, and of course there was nothing.
Are you putting on gloves and digging around? Like, what are you talking about checking?
Probably just get something, poke it or something.
Yeah. So here's a nice little poop trick for you. You take a wire hanger, and you just use the hook. You bend it so that it's a lot longer, and then you just use the hook and kind of mash it in and see if there's a penny or anything in there. Mm. Yes, it's gross, but you know what? I'm a dad, and I can deal with it.
We got to do all kind of gross stuff.
We got to do all kinds of gross stuff. So it really wasn't that big of a deal. But she's acting fine. So Tuesday morning,
because the scare is the intestines, right?
The scare is a blockage in the intestines or something, and so because
it's not gonna break down.
No, because Monday night, she woke up in the middle of the night saying her tummy hurts. She went potty, Lord. Didn't do anything, but then came back and everything was fine. So I think she's having like a few little gas pains here and there. So just to be safe, we called the doctor. I called the doctor again on Tuesday morning. They're like, oh yeah, if she you would know if there was an issue, because she would be in constant pain, probably throwing up. Like, she would be miserable. Really? And she's not miserable at all. So I think it's everything. It's moving along. It's just a slow process in this case. So they said she'll be fine to go to school, and it's now just a waiting game. So that's what we've been doing. We've just been waiting. So I'm like,
oh my God,
son of a bee sting! I can't believe it. It's like unbelievable. And it's funny because the nurse was like, oh, trust me, we have like a list of all the kind of things that kids have swallowed and passed, and this is nothing. So you're totally fine. Don't worry. So I'm like, well, that's good. That's reassuring.
And no, what's weird is you might miss it.
Yeah, it's very possible.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She might pass it. You just have no idea.
And you know what? Yeah, and the little stinker, she did go to the bathroom once and then flushed it and didn't tell us. I'm like, you got to tell us if we got to look.
She's like, yeah, check. Poop and flush though. That's what I'm used to. My whole life I poop and flush.
Exactly. So I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But I think she's doing fine. I'm hoping today will be the day. And so, yeah, I will. I'll keep you posted. I'll be on Penny Poop Watch.
But
I can't believe that happened. It was unbelievable.
That's the worst. At least it wasn't magnets or anything like that. That's like
it wasn't like nothing with a point or anything like it. This if you're gonna swallow something, this is definitely a safer thing. I'm glad it's not a quarter or anything. That would I would be way more concerned with.
Tell her to stop watching David Blaine. She
I know,
get back to watching the Wiggles.
Exactly.
Biting wine glasses. You're like, what are you doing? She's like, sorry, I saw David Blaine do it.
Why are you in a plexiglass cage all by yourself all of a sudden? What's going on? Anyway, so that was kind of our fun weekend. On top, dude, how about them Titans?
What the
I could
freak?
Not believe that. I pretty much Saturday, it was errand day for me and Piper. We kind of ran around while mommy had to go to the store and work for a little bit. We have a new employee, and so she was there for most of the day. So I took down all the Christmas decorations, and then we went to Costco, and I had to get our car washed and all this fun stuff. So at the car wash is when the game started. So we were watching it, and it was like, what was it, 14-0 or something like that? I'm like, well, this game's pretty much shot. They're just slicing through. They're slicing through our defense, and Mariota can't get anything going.
It wasn't even close.
And then, second half, man, light switch just goes on, and just Mariota is on fire. And I'm like, this is insane. And then we win. And I'm like, oh, wow.
22-21.
How did that even happen? I mean, it's a combination of a total breakdown with the Chiefs and then us all of a sudden finding some mojo.
And a lot of luck.
And
we had Seattle Seahawks style luck.
Yes, absolutely.
Where he throws it, a guy bats it, it goes back to him, he catches it and runs
to him, he catches it. Yep.
That was weird. Woo. That was like crazy.
Yep. That was angels in the outfield type junk.
Exactly. It's like, we're going to help you out here, Tennessee. Here you go.
Exactly. You guys are in the Bible Belt. Go ahead.
Exactly. So, so I watched like the tail end of that game. Man, we got the Pats this weekend. That's going to be brutal.
Well,
We've never had good luck.
We're not winning that game.
Never have good luck with them. I will be if we win that game, we're going to the Super Bowl. Definitely. Like we can beat either Pittsburgh or Jacksonville.
I don't know, man. Pittsburgh, they spank us every single time.
Well, so do the Patriots, though. I mean, Patriots cut through our defense. If we can get to Brady, we may have a shot. And if Mariota is...
We're not getting to Brady and his beautiful self. That O-line was...
I know, that O-line's ridiculous.
Look, I don't really care what you're saying. I just want you to win.
I would love to.
I do not want to see the Patriots or the Steelers in the Super Bowl.
Could not agree
more. Will make me
physically
physically ill, and the Super Bowl party I've been invited to, I may have to decline because I want to sleep.
The Patriots or the Steelers? You don't want either of them in the Super Bowl?
No, and sure, hey, Big Ben, I'm sure he's a great guy. I know he's a buddy of yours. Nothing against you, Ben. High five. You seem like a cool dude. I don't like either of them teams.
I don't either. I'm with you, bro. I'm totally with you.
I would love to see the Titans in there. I would love to see virtually any of the other teams.
I would love to see Titans, Eagles. That would be pretty good. It'd be
nope.
Yeah.
What you can't? How many teams are you gonna say no to? It's a small.
Eagles are in my division. So that's
I know
a no.
They're in your division.
And then Steelers are a big rival from the past. So that's a no. And then Patriots, they're just I'm ready for them to go away. So,
I'm with you, man. I do not want the Patriots to go. So it'll be, I don't know.
So the Bills can go. Who else can go, Chris?
Yeah, right. The Bill didn't they lose?
They lost to Jacksonville. That's right. They lost to Jacksonville.
But they could go. I actually, honestly, I still feel bad.
Amazing, right?
I still feel bad for the Bills from when we beat them 2 Super Bowls in a row. I mean, they went to 4 Super Bowls in the 90s and didn't win any of them. I kind of feel bad. I'd like to see them go, honestly.
I was rooting for them against Jacksonville.
Yeah, so was I.
Me too.
Yeah. It's crazy, but yeah, it'll be an interesting NFL. But man, and then on the college side, that championship game on Monday night was incredible.
So that was the night we were playing the PUBG thing, and I had the game on, and I leaned over at one point. I was like, I'm so glad that the Bulldogs are going to win this. Good for them. And then I was like, oh man, I spoke way too soon.
Yeah, you pulled an Atlanta Falcons moment, didn't you?
Yeah, you did.
The owner came down to the field.
Exactly.
Came down to celebrate with the players. Like, we did it. Wait. What's going on?
Nope.
Which I didn't have a rooting interest, but I always like seeing underdogs. And
I just love.
Them jokers got Sabaned.
This was such a good. There were so many great stories coming out of it with Tua taking over in the second half, and
that's insane.
What's up with all the Hawaiians, man, throwing down in football? It's pretty awesome. The Hawaiians are breeding some good football players. But for me, I just love. This was a great showing of the SEC conference and how tough these teams are, and just the excitement of it. And I already miss college ball. I love college football way more than I like pro ball.
Yeah, they're playing for their lives,
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, and there's just so many amazing stories that come out of college. Inspiring kids, and just these are still kids, remember, which is pretty incredible. Nuts. So it was great. So it was a lot of sports, it was a lot of errands, it was a lot of taking down Christmas decorations and penny poop watch. So that's been my weekend.
Pennygate.
Pennygate, that's right. On the gaming front, dang you, Clash Royale, if you did not get your claws back into me.
Yeah, you did. Really? Enjoy back up with the clan, baby. Yeah.
I did. I saw I'm like, I'm going to pop this back on. And I was like, after one game, I'm like, oh, it is good to be back, joining that clan back up. Don't kick me out ever again. And let's do this. So now I'm just getting, and I like to just experiment with different decks and just see what works and what doesn't. But I'm back up to level arena 10. And man, that it's a perfect little 3-minute game. Man. It's hashtag poop life, of course, and it's just so nice. So I've enjoyed it.
Maybe you should give the game to Piper, and maybe it'll happen. Be like, here, just play this.
She's watched me play it.
He means for poop life.
Yeah,
well, that's
for
true.
The penny pass.
Yeah, for the old penny pass. Yeah. Well, I mean, whenever she does, she's like, "Can I have my iPad?" She's like an old man. Like she needs a newspaper and an iPad, and she's in there for like 5. She's in there for like 5-10 minutes.
Give her the
no
Wall
joke.
Street Journal.
Seriously,
right.
you get if she has to go, she's like, "Daddy, I gotta go poop." I'm like, "Great, we got 20 minutes of we can do whatever we want. This is fantastic."
She's like, the NASDAQ is the highest it's ever been.
It's so funny. Yeah. I know, exactly. Daddy, do we have stock in Apple? Because it just went up. It's great. Let's go.
She's like, doggone it, we should have bought Bitcoin. You're like, well, you concentrate on pooping.
That's right. That's right.
So, I don't know what I can buy with it, but we should have bought it.
That's right. That's right.
That is funny.
On the console side, still plugging away at Assassin's Creed and just, man, I love it. It's just so great. Just getting further and further into the story and doing the side missions. And man, this is, I am going to just be sitting in here for a while, enjoying Assassin's Creed and just like, can't wait to get up and at least play. I'm trying to play for at least an hour and a half at a time. And it just goes by so fast. So this is 2018's Witcher 3 for me. I can see myself just going the full distance. Don't know if I'm going to try to platinum it. I haven't even checked the trophies yet, but I'm going to be in here for a while. So I'm going to be here for a while. So we'll see what happens.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not out in 20 minutes. Y'all call the police.
That's right. Call the police. So, and that is it for me.
Nice.
Mr. Patillo.
Mm-hmm.
Hit it up, brother.
Oh, nothing. Nothing has been going on.
Let's get to new releases.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a boring week before we ramp up to next week is when everything kicks up. We've got rehearsals next week for tour. And then the week after that is kind of when you're like kissing the babies, saying goodbye. And then we'll be on the road starting things out in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So that'll be the first place we go on the 29th.
Just so you're aware, they call it the city. That's what they call it.
They do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just tell our friends in Oklahoma, I was like,
Chris.
Router keeps talking about the city in this week's podcast, but he was meaning Oklahoma City. He's ignorant. He doesn't know.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. I beg to differ because that's what we call New York, too.
That's what everybody calls their cities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, well, actually, to the contrary, Oakland calls it the town, which I think is really interesting.
Look at you, West Coast.
Because that's not in the name. Oklahoma City, at least you have city in the name.
True.
Yep.
And so that's what we're kind of doing is getting geared up for all that.
What you playing? What do you think you're gonna start playing on the bus?
I'm gonna take. It's gonna be a lot of Switch, so I'm gonna be taking.
I'm sure.
Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade, Watch Dogs 2, and I don't know what else I'll take on the road. It's hard because the internet out there is so sketch that you don't want to like pour a lot of time into online games.
Oh,
Right.
sure.
Because usually you get to play a bunch of half matches. Just because it'll be disconnecting all the time. So, what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah, right.
Toby's new single came out this last weekend, so we
it did.
Yeah, how did all that go downtown?
it went
Franklin?
good. We did like a singles release party and had people come and he signed autographs and we were there in full effect on Facebook Live. It was funny because Chris had texted me like, "Hey, do you want a PUBG or something like that?" And I was like, "Oh, let me see." And then I was like, "I was gone all day working." He was like, "I know." I was like, "What? How you know?" Some kind of Facebook Live something. There's always cameras around, so I don't always know when there's Facebook Live going on. So
Yeah, Stacy was checking in on it. She was like, "Hey, there's Gabe." I was like, "Oh yeah, there's Gabe." He's taking pictures of people with Toby.
That's what I do. And so, yeah, man, just trying to get my mojo back on that. I got to get into like road shape. So I'm going to probably be like trying to work out or something next week, get my wind back. I feel like a boxer that's been out of retirement. It's like, hey, man, you going to have to go fight somebody get some of this money. And you're like, oh, shoot. Okay, I got like 2 rounds in me right now. How long you think I need to go? An hour and a half. I'm like, okay. So
that's so funny because you don't necessarily think about that, but like, if you've been gone for so long,
we haven't done any shows since like November. So I I gotta go do some jumper jacks or something.
You're gonna do some sweating on stage, bro.
Yeah, I might have to look up a Sarah Placencia video.
You have to rake the leaves with a drum on.
There you go.
Exactly.
Love it.
So, yeah, gearing up for that. Game wise, stuck my toe into PUBG. I'm not liking it as much by myself anymore. Now that I've played a couple times with Chris, I'm like, playing by myself is kind of a bummer. And I wanted to ask you this too, Chris. Have you played it since you beat it or since you won?
Well, no, but that was the night before last, and then last night the Overwatch League stuff dropped on the skins and everything, so I wanted to play some Overwatch and hype for Overwatch League. So, I mean, my plan was to have played. I would have played if there wasn't Overwatch stuff, probably.
Right, because I didn't know if it was the same for you. When I finally beat H1 or won King of the Kill, I was like, all right, and I'm good. And
I definitely do. I do have a sense of like, okay, I've kind of climbed the mountain and I've reached the top. I mean, granted, there's other ways. So like, there's still the duo where it's just you and one other person, and then there's the single that you are still like yet to have been accomplished for me. But overall, I'm like, look, if this game, like this, we're pulling the plug and it didn't exist anymore, I'd feel like, okay, well, I got there,
Got the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I'm still trucking away, working on it. I feel like when I play by myself, I'm mainly just going in there to get faster with the buttons because it's just such a foreign concept on controller, on console, how that game works. So I want to be able to like fly around a little bit better. So I've been going in guns blazing, which is kind of fun.
And part of it for me too was I was getting kind of like you. I was getting to where I was like, well, now that I've played with people, I don't really know that I want to play by myself. I mean, to some extent, it's fine because I can make all the decisions. I don't be like, hey guys, where do we want to go and all this other stuff. But it just didn't feel as fun as with people. Mostly because I felt like I was usually like, I can't find anything I need. But that one where I got to the very end and I got some shots on the last guy before he got the final headshot on me. Like I started that match in the worst possible position and I got to the very end and almost won it. So I'm like, wow, it really is like, it doesn't matter how rocky it starts. Potentially it could. So that's kind of energized me a little bit more to do some more attempts on my own.
There you go.
I'll say that.
So yeah, doing that, been playing Call of Duty multiplayer. And then in my attempt to start on my resolution, I started...
which was what again?
Which was to beat 7 games this year.
Okay.
Complete from beginning to end. 7 games.
There you go.
I jumped into that old Telltale's Batman.
Oh, nice. How do you like it?
So good.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot more than I thought I was going to like it. For some reason, I didn't think I'd like it very much.
Yeah?
And
really?
so, yeah, just because like Telltale's like not worn out its welcome, but it's not as exciting to me to start it up as it used to be.
Yes.
But the feels came back pretty quick.
How far did you get into it?
I was just going to ask that too.
I think I'm probably, it's hard to say.
There's
probably
5 episodes, right?
Yeah, but I'm like
2/3
of the way through episode 1.
Gotcha.
Oh, good Lord. You have so much more. Yeah.
So
you'll love it.
I'm excited. I like making the decisions. I like they'll remember that thing. And I'm playing a pretty stern Bruce Wayne.
Nice.
Okay.
Like, you ain't gonna play me for no punk. I know who you are. Get out of my house.
That's right.
Did you shake Falcone's hand?
No, I ain't shake his hand.
Nice.
Good job. Good job.
They were like, be gracious. I was like, no, he's a bad guy. I'm Batman. He don't know that, but I know that.
Nice.
I am not scared of you, sir. You are not gonna punk me in my own house. And I kind of live like that in real life.
Yeah.
Go on.
I have definitely kicked somebody out of my house before.
Nice.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, you ain't gonna punk me in my house.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say I'd never kicked anybody in my house, but then again, I don't feel like I've ever been punked in my own house. So,
well, I'll put it
I guess
this way.
I haven't had the opportunity.
long story short, somebody was in my house I didn't know was in my house that had stayed a night with a roommate. And
right.
It was kind of like we had talked about that, and it was a disrespectful situation. So they had to go.
Wow.
This was clearly before Jenny, right?
No. We've had roommates since we've been married. This is since we've been married.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
And she was like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "Cause we ain't talk about that."
Because Router has to go. He can't stay here anymore.
He got to go live his own life. He's got his own family.
He needs to be his own little bird and fly away.
They're penny eaters. We can't have them.
Yeah. Exactly. He can't be running over here because his life at home is crazy.
Drinking all that red wine and cauliflower.
Yeah.
Come on, get out of here.
People eating money. Like, that's what happens when you move to West Haven.
Yeah, okay.
Eat the money. Like,
People ain't care about it.
$100 bills.
Exactly. Can I have some of that Benjamin, please?
Where's that $5 bill snack? Give me that.
Exactly. It's like, that's not what they meant by $5 footlong.
Right.
Use $5 to go buy something.
Let's wash it down with some Andrews.
Exactly. Just disrespecting our government.
Right.
I have to ask you, as far as Batman goes, and it's not a spoiler at all, because in the very beginning, Harvey Dent is in the game.
Yes.
Does it affect how you react to him?
Knowing that he's Two-Face?
Yes.
No, because I want to give him the benefit of who he is at the time.
That's how I was, yeah.
That's exactly what I did,
playing
too.
him like, if he wants to be a good guy now and eradicate crime, then let's do that. I know that you're about to be crazy.
I know you're about to get bipolar. But come on now.
I'm going to play you for who you are. And careful,
I like that, yeah.
Careful with that coin around Piper.
Exactly.
All right, well, then if I
He's not going to be able to make
no
no decisions if he beats Piper and she swallows that doggone quarter.
If I end up starting it up, I'm going to treat him as though, no, I know what you're going to be.
Really?
Just to be different. Yeah, I'll do it. Because I added it to the library. I just haven't, I'm not sure if I'm going to play it or not.
You should. It's good.
Yeah.
It really
I
is
just
good.
I don't care for the Telltale stuff on console. Like, that's one of the only times where I originally played my Walking Dead on computer.
That's what you
and
did
I was like, this, when I tried to do it with the controller, it's just like, this doesn't work for me.
This one does feel the best out of all of them. Like it's run the best. And I've got OG PS4. I don't have PS4 Pro. So it does run well.
Well, that's good.
The best out of I've seen so far anyway.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's it for your boy. I did get my what do they call cousin-in-law? It's Jenny's cousin.
Yeah,
but
sure.
For Christmas, I got him Overwatch. So
nice.
We were playing this last week, got in a party. He got a PS4 for Christmas. And so we've been playing some Overwatch together online. So that's been fun. And it's fun and infuriating all at the same time, in the sense of like, I don't realize it because I've played Overwatch almost since day one, that it's so deep.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I take for granted that I know all the characters already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so we're like, well, dang, who should I pick? And this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I'll just pick somebody, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you like this kind of style? Not really. Okay, do you like this kind of style? No. I'm like, all right, well, just be diva. That's what I kept saying. Just be the girl whose name is D.VA. You don't have to reload. You get 2 lives pretty much, and you get to go in there guns blazing. And she got a shield and rockets now, which is ridiculous.
Right.
And she can fly into or out of danger quick.
That's right. That's right. So I was like, that or Soldier 76 if you want to feel like you're in Call of Duty or something.
Yep.
Because you can sprint, which nobody else has. All right. Yep. That's it for me. Router, and one more thing. I think 3 out of the 4 people
wait, no.
have claimed their Game of the Years from the MTTG giveaway. So that's fun. Zelda is in the mail. I think that's the only one that we bought physically. Everybody else's was digital. And so those are going out to the people. So that's great seeing the love be spread. It's our version of saying, we love this, you should try it.
Yes.
Except instead of saying, can I get that back? You get to keep it.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right. Router, you got it? Well, let's do it!
I think this is going to be one of the shortest segments I've ever done. We have no MPD yet, no oops. The only releases that there are The Escapist 2 for the Switch. Super Meat Boy for the Switch. Arcade Archives Crazy Climber for the Switch. Back to you.
Why did I think you would say Crazy Klansman? I don't know why. In my head, that's what I thought that last one was going to be.
A little sensitive, are we? Is that what's going on, man? Do we have an incident we need to talk about?
Someone lives a completely different life than I do.
Exactly.
I don't know why that popped in my head. I was like, really? Crazy Klansman? That is weird.
I mean, it would have to be crazy, right?
I know. I wasn't even going to be offended. I was like, it's kind of crazy in the name.
Yeah, it couldn't be like reasonable.
or reformed Klansman.
Yeah. It looked like it's a heroic Klansman or anything like that.
Medal of Honor Klansman. Yeah, no, that's Crazy Climber for the Nintendo Switch.
There you go.
And that is pretty much it.
Hey, yo, Chris McCracken.
So I and Ed have been talking about the Overwatch League. It has now been announced that officially the streaming partner for the Overwatch League is going to be Twitch. Originally during the preseason, it was only streaming on the Overwatch League website. And Activision, which Activision Blizzard are the same company, they merged. They own MLG, so it was technically being streamed by MLG, but it was on the Overwatch League site. But they partnered with Twitch to be the exclusive streaming partner for them, and for a reported $90 million, which is the largest amount for any streaming deal for an esport to date right now. And they're going to be broadcasting every game in the regular season and postseason. I believe the deal spans for at least 2 years. They'll be simulcasting it in English, French, and Korean. And let's see here. And
English,
it all
French,
starts,
and Korean?
Yeah, so that's, I guess they're doing that to get as big a reach as possible, which, fun fact, I mentioned this to Ed last night, but if you take the entire roster of all the teams, like 43% of the roster is from South Korea, like on all the teams. Yeah, so it definitely makes sense that they're broadcasting it in Korean.
Like you're saying, even the Dallas teams got Korean people on it?
Yeah, the Dallas team has Korean people. There's a couple of teams like I think both New York and Boston are completely comprised of Korean players.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, but basically every team's got at least a couple Korean
players. How are the ladies
not
represented?
I haven't seen any yet.
You know what? I haven't seen a single lady.
Oh, not one lady is represented?
I've not watched every single preseason match yet. There's probably 3 or 4 teams I hadn't gotten to yet. And I was telling Ed, I was watching last week, but some of them, like I just had on while I was working, so I wasn't really able to focus. But I can't recall seeing any of the teams that walked out or whatever, and I don't remember seeing a single girl.
They must not have got the Time's Up memo. Somebody did not watch the Golden Globes.
Right?
Yeah, I guess not.
That's it. I'm wearing all black this week.
Right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of Widowmaker gameplay. So.
Does that count?
Yeah. It could count.
Man, not one lady, huh?
I mean, I don't want to say that it's not because I haven't done my research, but I just don't remember seeing one. Yeah.
You know what's interesting is that I remember seeing, I think we talked about it on the show, one year during Games Done Quick, I think there was a lady that played, I think it was Street Fighter 5? I don't remember what it was, but it was one of the Street Fighters, and she was so good at it that she could beat people without looking.
Oh, awesome.
And so she let somebody come up and play her, and she beat him without ever looking at the screen. It was insane. I was like, what in the world is going on here? So, man, ladies, get in there. We need an all ladies team.
Yeah, right? And it's gonna, well, I don't know about an all ladies team. I mean, it may take a little bit longer for that to happen, but we're definitely gonna get ladies that are getting influx into this. And honestly, like, I understand this is the only one that I'm really kind of starting to get into esports wise.
Yeah.
But I mean, Blizzard is throwing down for this thing. The production value that they've got on their arena and all this kind of stuff is like really legit.
It's nice.
I feel like this has got a shot to make some grounds and some headway, and I don't feel like this is going to go away anytime soon. Like whether or not it's going to be a huge success, I don't know. We'll have to, to be determined. I don't even know. Like maybe after halfway through the season, I'll be like, I'm bored. I really don't know. I just know right now I'm excited and it's something new. And it's like I was telling Ed, like I was trying to figure out what's part of the draw for it for me. And I think part of it obviously is because I'm familiar with the game. I do like that they have town, like they represent different cities. So that's a cool aspect. But it's like, because I'm so familiar with the game, like when they pull off something amazing, it's like, I know it's amazing.
You really appreciate
when somebody does something in League of Legends, like, I don't know what's going on. Did the dude shoot the homeboy? I don't get it. So
yeah, exactly.
That's got to be part of it. So yeah.
You almost don't even need the commentators when you're watching Overwatch, like you.
Yeah, honestly, like I find myself kind of tuning them out to a little small extent and just
really?
focusing in on the action. Yeah, I realized that I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying sometimes.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm glad to hopefully check it out tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, come on, ladies. Though that bumps me out because it's probably very diverse.
Yeah,
the other way. You know what I'm saying? You probably see all walks of life, all different colored people, which is awesome. And
I think you see
ladies.
maybe two different colored people.
Oh, really? Just white and Korean?
I think so.
There's no black people in there?
I honestly don't remember if I saw one of those.
Oh, man, I'm jumping to conclusions like a mug out here.
Again, I'm not going to say that it doesn't exist.
Right.
I haven't looked at every roster. So.
It's very early. We're still in the 60s here, so we'll get to the black people and the women in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
esports is caught back.
There is only 12 teams currently, and I'm sure they wanted to expand to more than that.
And then how many people are on a team? Like 7, 8, or do they just have 6?
Well, all
they have
that plays is they have
right?
6. Most teams, have a few more on the roster so that they can sub in and sub out, but not every team does. Like I think it's the Florida Mayhem. Like they only have the 6 players. Like they don't have any substitutions at all or something like that. So
interesting.
They're definitely and like there's a team for Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Fusion. They weren't even able to play in the preseason because most of their roster wasn't able to get their visas in time to come to the U.S. So I mean they're definitely like getting everything down ready at the wire.
That is really funny.
Yeah, you can tell it's
I don't know why
getting
that's
off
funny,
the ground.
That's
couldn't
really
get their
funny.
permission slips signed.
Exactly.
By my mom.
Oh man, that is funny.
Yeah, so it'll grow.
Let's see. I thought this was interesting, and I think this is good. Now, it's not as it might be offensive. I don't know. No.
That's a good way to start.
No.
He's crazy Klansman.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
We're outside my house. The Xbox is going to get a do not disturb status, which I think I like. And so I know a lot of people that run completely offline where you can't see when they get on or off. I always run all online and then feel bad when I don't join somebody's party. And so this is a nice in-between that they said they're going to be bringing to Xbox Live where you can be online but say, hey, I'm not accepting messages right now or invites. What do you guys think? That's okay, right?
Yeah, I feel like every messenger service already has that, don't they?
Yeah, it follows the trend of a lot of messaging services,
Yes.
social media. Well, it's just any type of interactive chatting. I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it was good in between. Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, I don't have a problem with it at all, but I find it maybe a bit unnecessary because, I mean, you do have the don't show online. I mean, the only difference between switching yourself to offline and this is that when you switch yourself to offline, it doesn't automatically suppress messages or invite notifications if you have those on. So it's nice that this kind of just, it's like, I like that it suppresses everything for a little while, but I mean, I just don't see what the benefit of this is over just go offline or show offline.
I like it from a fan's perspective. So if I'm a fan of somebody that I like to see play or that we've gotten together on there and obviously over the years we've made friends with people that, Twitch stream or, YouTube gaming and stuff like that. And so it's still fun for me to see that they're online, but are doing something. You know what I'm saying? You get the thing like, oh, cool, they're streaming. Oh, look, they're online. Where the offline thing is like, you just never see them on, but you know that they must be on because they've, been posting things. So I like it from that perspective of like, oh, look, such and such is streaming right now. And being able to kind of like with this is going to sound weird because I'm not saying that there's, fans out here. I like to call us all family. But, we see on the Discord sometimes when they're like, oh, look, that's so cool. They're recording the podcast right now because we use Discord.
Right.
So from that standpoint is what I like. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Is where you feel like you can be involved or see what somebody's doing without being necessarily have to, but you still can't bug them.
Yeah.
But you get to be part of the thing a little bit. That's why I like it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What else you got, Christopher?
So at this year's CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show, HTC announced their next generation virtual headset.
I know, right?
They announced the Vive, the HTC Vive Pro. Some of the upgrades on it is it's going to have high resolution OLED screens for each eye at 2880 by 1600, which is up from 2160 by 1200. It has an integrated headset now, which is a lot better than the one that it had previously. It has a better head strap. It uses a dial in the back now to tighten it in, kind of similar to like what PlayStation VR has, which I feel like they really got that right versus the other ones where it was just like a un-Velcro the strap and tighten and then Velcro back.
Yes, the dial is way better.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a much better option for them. It's also going to have active noise cancellation, improved communication, and it's going to have
active nostrils.
It's going to have it's going to have dual front-facing cameras, and I don't know. I mean, the Vive had a camera before, so like that you could see like what you're doing. You could toggle it on and off, I believe. I don't know why they need dual front-facing cameras. I don't know what the purpose of that is. I didn't get to watch the
3D to make something 3D, maybe.
Maybe, I guess. I don't really know.
I don't know.
But it's cool to see that. I don't know if I expected them to announce an updated version quite yet. I mean, it's not like it shocks me, but I don't know. I felt like it was going to be about a year from now. So to see that they're already announcing, and it's not just upgrade like, oh, we fixed a few ports and things like the way the PSVR did when they had their second year, where it's like, oh, really just a breakout box, still different. And there's a couple buttons in different places. This one's like a full on, like a pro version of it. And I also don't know pricing. It wasn't listed anywhere that I could see, so I'm not sure if it's going to be a premium price, which I would assume, or is it just going to take the price of what the current one is and that one's going to go even lower? I'm not really sure on that part.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that HTC, I mean, they're one of the big three players in the VR market, that they're not just like bowing out or something like that. So to me, it shows that they're still saying like, no, we still got more that we're doing here. It's been a little rough, but we're doing it. We're still going. We're pushing forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It's weird because I feel like VR, man, I don't even know if it's on the cusp of being like a massive consumer product, but I feel like it's definitely where we're going to end up. But it still seems a bit early for me to want to get something like that. But I am excited to see, like, when I'm 60, what VR is doing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's going to take forever for it to be a household thing. Like, just like, 3D televisions never really took off. Even though it was like a thing that they were like, oh, look, and you can wear these glasses in your house and it'll be like super crisp. But like, I wonder if it'll ever get there to where it's like the thing that almost every household has.
Right.
I don't know, but I'm excited to see where it goes because I want it to get over the hump of like I don't think I need that,
Yeah.
We'll see. Nintendo has filed a trademark for the name 1080. So for those that have gamed for a while, we remember 1080, the snowboarding game that came out on the 64. And it looks like they have re-upped on that, filing a new trademark for that name and the logo.
Huh.
So it was released in 98 on the N64. It came to the Wii's Virtual Console in 2008, and the sequel came out on GameCube in 2003, 1080 Avalanche. So we'll see. I love a snowboarding game.
Sure.
Yeah.
I haven't liked what has come out recently.
I was going to say, are you playing that steep?
No.
How's that steep playing?
Yeah, but I did like 1080. I think there was a game called 720 back in the day. I feel like that was a snowboarding one. So I'm not mad at a new snowboarding game. The Winter Olympics are coming up, so I will be watching a lot of snowboarding next month.
Oh, right.
Yeah, man.
So this is, they'll probably not have a game in time for the Winter Olympics, but it'd be cool. See Nintendo.
You never know, man.
Something.
Sure
I
would.
ain't mad at that. What else you got, Chris?
So do you guys remember back in 2013 when Microsoft announced that Steven Spielberg was developing a series for Showtime based on Halo?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, barely.
Well, apparently that's actually still a thing, at least according to Gary Levine, which is the Showtime president of programming. So he came out and said, and I quote, "It is absolutely still in development, still moving forward, and I'm encouraged by what I've seen so far. It will definitely satisfy fans of Halo, and I think also satisfy the drama audiences of Showtime. So I thought for sure that this thing was like canned and like it wasn't going to happen. And then I know that every now and then you may hear like someone from Microsoft be like, oh, yeah, it's still a thing. But I was like, nah, that ain't a thing. But to see it on the flip side, that somebody from Showtime, which was going to be their partner, coming out and saying like, oh, yes, it's looking great. It's in development, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
Like, I don't know. We're going to see what happens with this.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, for those who were holding out hope, it seems like you still have hope to cling to.
Here's a little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little carrot on a stick.
Yes.
Well, we've talked about Paladins on the show before, and I put this out on Twitter earlier this week, along with Amara's first credits photo.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Man.
It was so cute.
Amara Claire beating that old Kirby's Spring Breeze. That's been fun to watch her do. Yeah, I take that back. It's not fun. It's extremely stressful. And I want to grab the remote at every 2 seconds.
Of course.
And I'm like,
hilarious.
Boots. That's me. Jenny actually put up on Instagram stories a couple days ago, unbeknownst to me sitting at the table telling her what to do. And, and it's really, I mean, to me, it was really funny and sad.
I gotta check that out. It's sad.
Because I'm like, jump, no, shoot. Okay, jump, then shoot. And I'm like, and then she dies, and you kind of see the disappointment on my face. But I'm behind her, so she can't see it.
Yeah.
Right.
But I go, you have to shoot. And she goes, but you're telling me to jump and shoot. I'm trying to jump and shoot. I'm like, oh, man. But I did help with one boss, but that was it. And she did beat it by herself.
Nice.
I was yelling and saying what to do, but, as far as the controls and everything, she did it. Beat King DDD. And so I'm proud. So anytime she wants to play it, I say yes. And I feel like it helps with her hand-eye coordination.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps her in stress. She's not good in stressful situations. So say if like Milo were to start gagging, she like covers her ears and freaks out. She's like, kind of thing. So I want her to be able to be in a stressful situation, be able to handle herself.
Swallow that penny, Milo.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Get that penny all the way into that stomach. Good job.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the situation at hand. Paladins is having, which Paladins is already compared to Overwatch, and now it's having a PlayerUnknown's Battleground-esque Battle Royale mode, and to not help themselves, they're calling it Battlegrounds.
Oh.
Why they would do that, I have no idea.
So blatant.
I know, but it'll spawn.
They're a bit ridiculous on how much they're like, man, we're just going to find all the popular stuff and copy it all.
I don't know why. So they 100 players on a massive map, and you'll drop in. I don't know how this one will work over, like the forage for weapons kind of thing. But it says that they'll, drop in, and you'll have to go to an outpost for your gear. And so we'll see. Paladins, you make me sad a little bit. I don't know why you would do something like this.
Because I mean, it's the first one that's doing it with like a hero. And it's the difference here also one difference is that you can't, at least currently, there's not going to be a way to do it solo. You have to do it as a team of, I think, at least 4. Yeah, you have to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you still have your ultimates or your hero powers. They don't call them ultimates. They call them something different, I think. But
yeah, they better.
You still have those, whatever those are for whichever character. So
they're called ultimates with an A.
That's right.
Yeah, it probably would be.
I've got my alt.
Ultimate.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Chris.
No, that's all.
That's all you got to say about that.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I just knew that those were some of the key differences in their version of a battle royale.
Yeah. So, like Chris said 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, I mean, this is the year that everybody's going to do this. So, it worked for Fortnite. People are still playing Fortnite a bunch. Fortnite is still popular. So it's not like because PUBG exists, all the rest of these copycats aren't able to get theirs off the ground. So
yeah,
we shall see.
And I mean,
very soon.
I had posted on Twitter the other day. I was like, look, if this is going to be the year of battle royale games, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna have 1-to-1 with you here, Konami. Nobody likes you. Everybody's mad at you, and we don't want you to be making any more things that say Metal Gear on it. We don't want Metal Gear Survive. We don't want none of this stuff. But if you took the mechanics of Metal Gear Solid 5, bless you again.
Bless you.
Thank you.
If you took those mechanics and used the Fox engine and you made a battle royale game with those mechanics and just called it something else. No, don't put Metal Gear anywhere in the name.
Metal
Nowhere
Gear
at all.
Solid Battlegrounds.
None of that.
Right?
Don't do any of that because you're shooting yourself in the foot. I'm trying to help you here. People like that. So take those mechanics and make a battle royale. That would be way more interesting to me than even Battlegrounds. Player Unknown.
Yeah.
Like those mechanics are so perfect for like a battleground setting.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. I would totally play that.
Or you can be late to the party and make a card game. Take that same engine and make you a card game.
Well, if that's what you want to do, just keep Metal Gear out of the name.
Metal Gear.
I'm trying to help
Gwent. Metal Gwent.
Yeah. Gwentle.
Yeah.
Don't listen to these fools. I'm trying to help you.
Snake
Konami.
fighter cards.
Snake fighter cards.
Solid Snake Gwent
Solid
cards.
Snake Gwent card. Yeah, I love it.
Solid Gwent grounds.
Hearth Gwent Konami.
Hearth Gwent.
Hearth Army.
Hearth on me. Yes. Hearth on me. Hearth on me.
Hearth on me.
No.
I'll be. No, anyway.
Hearth on me.
Yes, Chris, bring it home, baby.
Go, nah, me.
Oh, man.
We are getting crazy up in here.
Oh, somebody make a sketch. Ed, get to sketching.
Yep, sketch it away.
Sketch away, Edward. Man, I love that video.
That is a good video.
I know, right?
Oh, shoot. All right. What else we got going on? Should we go to Ed, Chris, or you have something else you want to talk
No,
about?
yeah, I am out.
Yeah, go ahead, Ed.
Well, over on the YouTube channel, like Chris mentioned, he's got the rest of Call of Duty World War II up there, parts 18 through 21. So you can watch Chris go through that single player campaign. It's a great campaign to watch.
Nice.
Even like me, I didn't play it, but I just had so much fun just watching it. It's just
cool.
An amazing movie that you're watching. It's really well done.
Yep, I enjoyed it.
Looking at our top 10 YouTube videos, combining average watch time and views for the week of January 2nd through the 8th. Number 10, Watch Dogs 2 Part 5, Bottom Dollar Fail. Number 9, Hue Part 9, Mountains.
Of course.
Number 8, Watch Dogs 2 Part 6, Bottom Dollar Complete. Number 7, Drawful 2 gameplay.
Oh, look at that.
So cool. And I don't know if you guys saw that they played Quiplash on Jimmy Fallon.
I saw
Really?
the
Did they?
thumbnail. I
Yeah,
didn't
really?
click on it though. How
Oh, that's
was
awesome.
It was a lot of fun to watch. It was really cool. I was just happy for Jackbox to see them playing their game.
Does he
there.
talk
It was
about
pretty
Jackbox
cool.
and loving it, or did they just say we're going to play a game called Quiplash?
Yeah, they just said we're gonna play a game called Quiplash.
No, they didn't.
Pretty much. Yeah, they didn't mention Jackbox at all. I don't think.
What? Ah, bummer.
Oh,
Yeah.
that stinks.
Yeah, he may have said in the beginning we're gonna play Quiplash by Jackbox, but if they did, I don't remember.
Ah.
Yeah. Let's say number 6, Hue Part 4, Pink.
Yep.
Number 5, Ori and the Blind Forest Part 14.
Oh man! All right, we gotta stop doing that.
I always
Yeah,
love
it
when
is
games like,
2018.
oh, man.
Maybe we should retire it.
No, they leave that in 2017. We look like the original members of the Temptations trying to get it back.
Back in the
Everybody
day.
stop watching it,
We
please.
still got it.
Half of us are dead. Oh,
We still got it.
that is coming in at all. I don't even know anymore with that.
People who are new listeners are like, what are they saying?
Yeah,
know, right?
what exactly is that?
We're sorry. Number 4, Watch Dogs 2 Part 48, Ghost Signals.
Uh-huh.
Number 3, Hue Part 10, University. Number 2, Watch Dogs 2 Part 19, Paint Job.
Yeah.
Back to number 1, Hue Part 11, The Ending.
The ending.
Nice.
There you go.
I like that. I like that a lot. Thanks, Eduardo.
You are welcome.
Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked you guys, what is your gaming resolutions for 2018? Starting over on Discordia. Kaboski, morning crew.
Morning crew.
Have
Used
you
to
had
be
morning
anyway.
crew in a long time? I was
I
about
know,
to
there
say.
ain't been no morning crew in
There's
a while.
He was
There's
on.
been no morning crew.
He was part of the evening Overwatch crew this week.
Ooh, evening crew.
Evening
And he
Overwatch
recently
crew.
got PUBG, so he's probably going to be part of the
Oh,
PUBG,
PUBG
squad
crew.
crew.
Yeah.
Man, Kaboski is representing.
Mm.
He said, my gaming, this goes along with his resolution then. My gaming resolution would be to play more multiplayer games. Overwatch,
Hey.
Paladins, COD, Elder Scrolls Online, etc.
There you go.
Nice. I like that. If you need somebody to help explain Elder Scrolls to you, hit up that old Robert Darrell Good Jr.
Ooh,
There we
yes.
go.
Yeah.
Because he
Great idea.
it was his 1, 2, and 3 from last year.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Shep Dog. My gaming resolution is to finish Divinity Original Sin 2. With HLTB showing, it'll take between 50 to 125-ish hours. This one will be an endurance test. It doesn't help that I've started it over twice since I'm no longer playing with a friend and didn't like my initial solo character or decisions. I also would like to get into at least one game with the community. Oh, and really, it's to make my butt be at episode 300. It's happening.
There we
Oh,
go.
nice.
I know. Get to 300.
Get there.
Yeah, forget the rest. Just do that one.
Yeah, man.
Focus on
Right.
that one.
Drop the zeros and get with the heroes. Sorry.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Mm.
Sorry, my 90s is showing.
0 to hero.
No. He did not sing Hercules.
You're darn tootin' I did. You are darn tootin' I did.
Bad Gamer Elite, hashtag MTTG historian.
Mm-hmm.
My gaming resolution is to get through 10 games on my pile of shame and get good at 3 new photo mode games by having 300 keeper images in each of those games by
Wow.
January 31st, 2019.
Wow.
Sheesh.
300 games, Lim? I mean,
Really?
300 pictures, Doc?
That's I thought. I was like, how about playing the game?
I don't even know if you could play a game you try to take that many pictures. Ooh, wee.
That's
That's
crazy.
a lot.
I don't
He
like
takes a lot of
is part
pictures,
the
though.
game for him.
I know, right?
That's too many.
It is. That is for sure.
How about
It
you
is
come
part
to
of the game for
300
him.
and take 300 images there?
Ooh, there you go.
Ooh.
That's 300s all around.
We need some new headshots.
Hey!
Yeah, we
go.
do. Yeah, we need.
You a
definitely.
Finn Stancil.
Ooh.
Not really. He'll be okay.
Putty. A little bit in the wrong direction, but my resolution is to play less games. I have wanted to start a few new hobbies for quite some time, but my default go-to when I get home is to play games, i.e. boot up Overwatch. I haven't determined how I want to go about limiting it, but this is the time to change things.
There you go. That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that,
Neither am
Yeah.
I.
especially if you want to play less Overwatch to play more other games. I like that.
Yeah.
Put that in your pipe and puff on it. Over on the forum, spam, humbug. 1920 by 1080. But seriously, my resolution is to complete a game. Any of the
So
games
bad. So
I know.
bad.
Every year. Somebody does it every year, so I had to read it. Somebody does it every year. Any of But seriously, my resolution is to complete a game. Any of the games I'm currently playing, I'm not picky. My goal is to just actually finish one of them.
That's pretty doable.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, a
think you
year
can
to do that. That can happen.
You know, it's funny. Every year when somebody does the 1920 by 1080 joke for their new resolution, I always am like, did I spell resolution wrong? Maybe I spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
Did I say revolution
Is
instead
there
of
more than- is
resolution?
there more than one way to spell it? Robert Darrell Good Jr. So I was going to call in my answer this week so Ed could hear this sexy that is my voice.
Oh, man.
But my sinuses are trying to figure out what they want out of life. And I've moved
Welcome to my world.
and have moved into my throat until they do. So my voice sounds like swamp water tastes. Maybe next time.
Oh, really?
Nice. I like that.
Interesting.
Might be a good sound. You never know.
I always wish my voice would stay when I'm sick because it always gets deeper.
That's
right.
I
wish it would stay like this.
Exactly.
I know, right? I need to be sick more often.
Philip Bailey, one of the singers for Earth, Wind & Fire, the only singer now for Earth, Wind & Fire, said that when he gets a cold, it's easier for him to sing higher. So he doesn't mind singing with a cold. The social experience I've been a part of in Elder Scrolls Online, there it is, has meant a lot to me over the last year. So for my gaming resolution, I really just want to make it a point not only to conduct myself in a respectful manner online, but also help improve the experiences of the people I play with. I want to take my experience as a level-capped player in Elder Scrolls Online and carry lower-level players through the kind of content most other groups would kick them out of. Instead of telling them to build a character like I did, I want to give them opportunities to play their way. I think that a lot of us, especially in the MMORPG space, sometimes get too caught up in the technical aspect of gameplay or doing things the quote-unquote the right way. And I've seen the real anger arguments ensue over the stupidest things because of it. I think sometimes people forget that the point is to have fun. So if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And if you're taking away from someone else's fun, you're doing it wrong. I don't want to discount my interactions with people in that setting. Sometimes it's the hardest part of a very bad day for somebody. Sometimes it's the brightest part of a very bad day for somebody, and I want to make sure it stays that way.
Ooh. Wow.
That's a very Chris McCracken answer. Because I remember, Chris, when you were talking about Destiny, how you were like, I want to help people level up and get to the next, and I always thought that was so cool.
See, I want to say it's a Chris McCracken answer, but I actually think it's a Stacy McCracken answer that has influenced Chris McCracken to be that way.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes.
I like that.
Being married has made him a better person.
Oh, yep.
Thanks, Stacy.
And now I call everybody in games turkeys because Stacy says, "I'm gonna get you, you turkey."
Dude, I called Stancil a turkey last night after we finished playing.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny. She's the cutest.
Oh, she is.
Over on Twitter, I got to see her for like a split second the other day. I forget what me and Chris were testing. Do you remember were we testing for the Christmas episode, maybe?
I think so. Yeah.
And I got to see her for a split second. I was like, oh, there she is with herself. Turn your camera landscape, please. Over on Twitter, at Dante's Belmont, only buy games I will play. Limit the collectibles to what I can display and stick to the gaming budget.
There you go.
Very responsible.
Not bad.
That's a good one.
That sounds very responsible.
At
DSpin67, who won a game last week.
Yeah.
Clear out my growing backlog of games. Sorry, we're not helping with that by sending you another one. Batman Season 2. Finish Arkham. No, sorry, because it said Batman. Finish Assassin's Creed Origins. Uncharted Lost Legacy, Mad Max, Wolfenstein 2, Lego Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Super Lucy's Tale, Forza Horizon 3 with DLC, Far Cry Primal, I'm having a hard time, NBA 2K18, Song of the Deep, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, Mafia 3, and Horizon Zero Dawn. What did you do last year, D-Spin?
Right. So you're not.
You better get on it right now. If you're gonna try and
last year his resolution was like finish Super Mario World, Tetris. I'm just kidding. It was just all last year's games. Let's see who else we got. We got backlog_blues. I get it. To play more games from my backlog and buy less new games unless I find a great sale.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Here's my problem. I want to play backlog games too, but I really like being up on the thing while it's popular.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. Man, we got a lot of this. Michael Foster at Gemini52869. I would love to complete more games instead of being distracted by the new shiny thing. Hashtag
Oh.
probably not.
Hashtag may not happen.
Yeah. Hashtag what are you talking about? The shiny things, that's why they're shiny.
That's
Right.
exactly.
It's to get your attention. Thank you guys so much for answering the questions. You know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Of course, you come over to marriedtothegames.com, check out the forum, and keep Robert Darrell Good Jr. and Spam Humbug company.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Ed said, YouTube.com/married to the games, and now on Patreon, Patreon.com/MTTG. And Eduardo?
Rate us on iTunes and leave a comment so we can get a black girl in the Overwatch League.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa.
Look at that.
That is, you are asking a lot, sir.
2 birds,
that is
1
deep.
stone.
That is some deepness right there.
That is
I'm
2
telling
birds
you.
and 1 stone. I can't wait to see it.
Right?
So you have her Pikachu hat on?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's how it seems
I
like
love it.
girl gamers do. Love that Pikachu hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Pikachu.
let's get into some questions.
All right, let's get into some Discord. We got our girl Haley Zorel. So, given that Rocksteady is suddenly being very active on Twitter, it seems like they could be gearing up to announce their new project. What do you want it to be? Given that they've said they're currently done with Batman, I'm really hoping it's a Superman game.
What?
Ooh. I'll tell you this much. When you put Rocksteady into Google, the first thing that comes up is Rocksteady Superman.
Really?
It was for me.
Interesting.
Wow.
So
I
I
think
don't.
someone's got to make Superman good again, right?
Here's the
Yeah,
thing. I don't
right?
think you can make a game out of Superman.
Yeah.
I don't think
you
you
know
can
what?
either.
I think they could do a Wonder Woman game. I think that would be amazing. That is definitely a huge, like Wonder Woman is back from that movie with Gal Gadot and everything she represents. And I know they've already greenlit the sequel. She's in Justice League. Like if they do a Wonder Woman game, that would be amazing. I would love that.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's impossible to do a Superman game.
When did that movie come out, the Wonder Woman movie? Was that last year?
This was
Was it
last
2016?
It was 2017.
2017.
Okay.
Yeah. And then obviously Justice League as well.
The thing with that
Yeah.
is, I mean, it's absolutely possible because enough time, because, that movie was being made and they could have been like, hey, we really think this Wonder Woman thing is going to really take off. Let's start making a game. But it's just, they would have had to back up so much further to be starting a Wonder Woman game. Like if they waited to see, like, let's see if this is
If it does good in
popular
the box
first,
office.
Mhm.
then it's going to be a long time before it comes out, if they're just starting on it. So that's because of that. That's what makes me think it's probably not going to be a Wonder Woman game. Not to say that wouldn't be a good idea.
No, yeah, I like the theory behind that. I
Yeah.
agree.
I don't know.
You never know, though.
Man, they're
But
so good.
honestly, I would love to see them do a Wonder Woman game. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have to use the girl from the movie?
No.
Gal Gadot.
Next question.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I say it wrong?
Yeah. Really wrong.
No.
But it's cute.
No, that's how. Isn't that? I
It's-
watched
it-
the
it-
YouTube
Gal-
video about
Gal-
how to
Gal Gadot.
Gadot.
Godot.
Gadot.
I don't know
Gal
about that.
Gadot.
that totally reminds me. SNL did this skit where they had it's like a commercial for like an Alexa, but it was for old people, and it just does all these different things. And at the end of every one, it kept giving them the right answer, and they're like, "I don't know about that."
That's how old people do.
That's right.
I gotta find that skit now.
Yeah, please send that. That'd
really
be amazing.
funny.
All right, Nova Beyond. Did you know Mario of Super Mario Brothers fame appeared in the 1981 arcade game Donkey Kong? His original name was Jumpman.
Yeah.
Jumpman, but was changed to Mario to honor the Nintendo of America's landlord, Mario Segale. Do either of you know any random video game facts?
Oh, gosh. I did know the Jumpman one, and I knew that was Mario. Random video game facts?
I know that in Second Son, there is a billboard for a radio show called Colin No Jack in the Morning, No Jack and Call in the Morning, and those are Stansel's kids.
And they actually have that show now.
Yeah, they have a YouTube show now called Colin No Jack in the Morning.
So perfect. I love that. Man, I definitely know one, but it's really early in the morning. I don't know if I can pull one out. Chris?
The only thing that I can think of, and I don't really think it's that random, but the original artwork for Solid Snake and the original Metal Gear, the one on MSX, it was basically just a straight ripoff of what's his name, Homeboy from the original Terminator. Not the Terminator guy, but the other guy. I forget his actual name. The guy that helped Sarah Connor throughout. No, the guy who not the Terminator.
The guy who played Reese?
Yeah, the guy who plays Reese. I don't remember his actual name.
Michael Bean?
But there's a shot where he's leaning up against the wall with a gun, and the artwork from Metal Gear is basically just an artistic version of that. Like, they just colored it in and made that exact image.
Nice.
It's ripped off straight from there.
Interesting. Tim, you have one?
Nope. But I will tell you, jokers, that I just looked it up, and they say that it's pronounced Gadot, not Gadot. Man. Yep. Business Insider, how to say Gal Gadot's name.
Because when I go for entertainment pronunciations, I go to Business Insider.
Exactly. Well, and they have...
You might want to look up her saying her own name.
They have it's the first thing on Google. They have a YouTube video. Whatever. You know what?
Gadot. Man,
Gadot.
That's the American way to say it. I can't imagine that's how you actually say it.
When did you turn Israeli all of a sudden then?
I'm just saying I can't imagine. Oh my gosh. That is so funny.
That's hilarious.
Random, I don't know any random facts right now. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'm caught up on this Gal Gadot thing.
That's right. All right. At Gal Gadot, what are two games or game series from... All right, no. At Don Starlancer, what are two games or game series from any previous generation that you'd love to see remade or remastered this year? Anything from Atari on up to last gen. I think my first pick would be Skies of Arcadia. Great Dreamcast RPG that featured islands floating high above the clouds and airship-to-airship combat. I'd pick the Mass Effect trilogy. It would be the best move for that franchise right now, and the games are wonderful to boot. Also, it'd be cool for the first...
I'm not listening because I'm watching YouTube videos on Gal Gadot.
Dude, I'm doing the same thing.
And I think you're right.
I know.
I think that's how she says it.
On SNL, they introduced her as Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
On what?
SNL?
Yeah, and she says her name that way.
She says like a mix of the two.
So we were both wrong.
Yeah, it's like it's
she
either
doesn't say dot. She says usually dote.
Gadot. Okay, that makes sense.
She what now?
He's still listening.
You know what? Because this is a podcast and because it's audio and because I'm going to play it so you can hear it.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Gal Gadot.
There you have it.
Oh.
Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Gadot.
There you go.
But she also has an accent too.
Yes, she does. Oh man.
Alrighty.
Okay, what was the question real quick?
All right. What are two games or game series from any previous generation that you'd love to see remade or remastered this year? Man, I want Dead Space back. I want some more Dead Space. Okay. I do, man. I miss those games. I've said it before. Like, I really enjoyed those games. They were creepy, but it was still really, I thought they were really well done.
I wouldn't mind. Gosh, it's hard because I want them to come out with this Final Fantasy thing. I for some reason don't think it's gonna happen. I want it to. I just don't think it's gonna. I wouldn't mind. Shoot, man, what was that? Splinter Cell I really liked
yeah.
that. The first Splinter Cell.
That was fun.
Yes, I really liked that one.
I never played that.
I liked it a lot. Chris?
I can't think of two. The only one really, because I don't go backwards very often. But the only one that I would love to see remade is the original Metal Gear. And I understand that it's going to be, if that were ever to actually happen, I know that it's like, it's going to be different in some way. And I understand that. I just want something that stays as true to the original Metal Gear as it can and just looks like like a Horizon game. Like I want it to look that good,
amazing.
but be the original Metal Gear. I would love
Why
that.
didn't you say like Metal Gear 5 good?
Well, because I think Horizon looks even better than Metal Gear 5.
Oh.
It looked,
Look at that.
I mean, it came out after it, so it should look better.
Yeah.
Well, that's not always the case.
No.
PUBG just came out on the Xbox.
That's true.
That looks terrible.
It doesn't look that good.
It does not.
Ed?
I would like to see they don't even have to like remaster, just port over some of the older Lego games. Because Sarah and I would like to play like the old Harry Potter Lego games again.
There you go.
Nice.
Not mad at that.
Nah.
Tim, you have one?
I already said Dead Space.
Oh, that's right.
It's all good.
Good on everything.
All right. Let's move on to Facebook, shall we? Daniel, hi. Who is the greatest lead singer ever? For my money, I got Freddie Mercury. This is a great question.
That is a hard question.
And a hard one.
Wow.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury would be
that Joker.
definitely up there.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ooh. Greatest lead singer ever?
I assume that means it's someone who
It's gotta
was
be
in a band.
Yeah, it's gotta be a band. Oh, man, that's tough. Man, Freddie Mercury, that's a hard one to beat.
That is a hard one to beat. I can't think of.
He was incredible.
I mean, I might say Bono.
Yeah,
but like I think for them, you two collectively, I think is more entertaining. Like Bono by him, like Freddie Mercury, he was entertaining. Like
he was,
on stage,
he was the whole thing.
Like, he was the whole package.
Man.
Yeah, I think I'm sticking with Freddie Mercury on this too. I think that's a great call.
A hard one to beat. Chris?
I don't have an answer for this. I don't feel like I can. I feel like every minute I would probably change my mind.
Of course.
Yeah.
Jeez, Ed.
Wow. I'm gonna go old and say John Lennon.
Okay.
That actually crossed my mind too. I was like, but I can name all of them. Oh my god. Such a
Or
hard
go
question.
current and infuriate Chris and say Adam Levine, just because I love Maroon 5. I genuinely
For the
do.
style he sings, he handles himself well. I'll give him that, even though I find him annoying. I can appreciate that he has a skill and he does well at that skill.
Chris said, if you like nails on a chalkboard, I totally understand the fact that you choose.
If you like trash, I agree.
You know, man, there's a lot of bands I love. I love Foo Fighters, and I think Dave
Grohl, yeah,
is like
good
one
call.
of the coolest guys on the planet.
I agree. That's a good call.
Jeez, but Freddie Mercury, I mean, that's like, what's to be.
That's legend.
Yeah, and especially since he's dead. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, sure.
It's
a legendary card.
Yeah, when you die. Oh man, but then like I still respect. Like I don't know, man. I'm gonna just go Foo Fighters for right now because I
that's a
love
great
them.
one.
But then I love
yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they're such a part of my like
Anthony
childhood.
Kiedis, yeah, absolutely.
And then like I don't know, like Ed saying like, how do you deny the Beatles? Period. But I don't remember him being a great lead man.
Right. Like I think
technically had two because they would swap songs.
Yeah,
like
That's
who was
true.
singing.
Yeah, he and Paul.
and I would categorize them as the same as Bono and U2. Like collectively, they were great. Like, but like I'm looking more as an individual lead singer who can hold their own on stage and off. Like who was like
you know who I'm gonna say?
You're gonna say Bon Jovi.
I'm gonna say the Police.
Oh,
I
Sting.
freaking love Sting. And I think he's incredible, and he was incredible as a solo artist. He's really want to say musician. Beach Boys, but just because I love those songs.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say the Police because I love Sting so much.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
His voice is just so good. Golly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Like I can't even kind of do Sting. Like
I know, right?
I thought you were dialing an old school phone.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Great question. Thank you for that, Daniel. Matthew Serta, what game was your first
Road Crew? Matthew Serta's out with us on the road. Heck yeah. Come on with it, Serta. I love it.
What game was your first iOS mobile addiction, and what did you do to break it? I think my first was Tiny Tower, and was playing it when we had our first child. It was really easy to refresh things every 2 hours at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Tiny Tower is fun. I have to say my first one was probably Candy Crush. The first one was like a problem.
Yep.
Was Candy Crush, and I broke it by not being able to beat the level.
Yeah.
Yep.
I made it so high, and I'm trying to keep up with my friends, and this at the time where Candy Crush is just like killing it. And it probably wasn't my first phone addiction, but because I've never had an iOS phone. But like just as far as apps go, that one like took over where I was playing it all the time. I don't think I had any kids yet. And so I'd gotta say Candy Crush, and I just couldn't beat a certain level, and I got so frustrated I uninstalled it.
Nice.
Chris?
My first one, I'm going to call it a tie because I think I downloaded these two around the same time, but there was this shuffleboard game called 10-Pin Shuffle, and you could either play it solo against a computer, or you could do like either you could do a hand off the phone, you versus another person, or you could do peer-to-peer. So like if another phone had it, they could do their turn, you could do your turn, and they would connect that way. And so I would play that with Stacy every now and then. And then I would also play Monopoly.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because EA had a Monopoly game, or they still have a Monopoly game, I believe. And you could do like just against the computer. And I'd play that out somewhere, yeah.
I used to play that too, but I thought you meant like in a like online situation. I was like,
no, I never, which I don't know. I mean, it may have had an online mode. I never paid. I only ever played against the computer, and it would just be because you could stop and do what you needed to do, and then you could pick it right back up where you were, and I really liked that.
Right, nice. Ed,
I'm gonna have to say it was probably Angry Birds for me.
Oh yeah, good one.
And kind of similar to Gabe, it just got to the point where I got to the end level and I just couldn't beat it. So
yeah,
just was done.
Yep.
There you go, Tim.
Mine was a poker game. It was a Texas Hold'em poker game. I played night after night after night. And when I lost all my money, I was like, okay, I'm done.
Exactly.
As one would do when they play poker.
Right. Exactly.
Thank you, everybody, for all the questions.
There we have it. Question of the week for you guys. We've been talking about it on the show a lot. Esports. Are you into esports? Do you follow any esports? What esports do you follow? I'm just sticking my toe in the water. I've watched a lot of Street Fighter V competitions, but I've never actually, I don't know any of the teams actually. Tim, have you followed any?
Nope.
Yep. And then Chris and Ed, you guys are on that old bandwagon for Overwatch.
Yeah,
Go Spitfire.
I've looked into a lot of different COD esports kind of stuff before in the past, and I've watched a little bit of the like MOBA stuff just to see if I could figure out what was going on, but never really took to it. This is the first one that's really gotten me excited. So Dallas Fuel all the way.
Yep.
My shirt's in the mail. It's on the way. It's awesome. I can't wait to wear it.
There you go.
Nice.
Represent.
Nice.
All in. I love that.
Right.
There you go. Let us know, what esports do you watch? What team do you follow? And we'll talk about it next week. I'm Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. That's Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games, and we're about this thing. Big!